Alright people, so about a month ago I made this dashboard which really enticed a lot of people. I got questions asking me the formulas you can see inside these boxes and how they all calculate and end up giving you a dashboard like this or something even as cool as this. Now, point blank period, being all transparent, I'll say it is a lot. There are a lot of things involved. However, I can't all do it in one video, hence I would make this into a series of videos and put it under a course or a playlist. The very first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to give you every single thing, walk through alongside with you and show you how it is done. Now, all you need to do is make sure you use the tools I use the exact way I do it. First thing you need to do is you need to go to a website called investing.com. I'm going to head straight to the web homepage, so I'll show you how to navigate. When you get to investing.com, you go to the economic calendar right here. At the top, you see it, economic calendar. Now, you want to collect as much information as possible prior to it. So in this case, you're going to go through the calendar icon here. Mine is loading, just give it a minute. When it loads, you're going to go through the calendar icon. You're going to want to take the entirety of January 1st, load it up, and you could scroll down. When you scroll down, make sure the entire calendar has loaded first. You can see it was still loading some other pages, and it's best you actually copy it from bottom top. So you can see it's still loading more pages all the way to 31st. So you'll find now it's best you copy it from bottom to the top again. In this case, all of this is what you will copy all the way to the day, and you copy it and you put it into an Excel. In my case, I already have everything from January 1st up until today, the day of recording this video, which is the 19th of October. Now, what you want to do next is you want to take away the unnecessary things. First thing I did personally is to add up an empty space. So I come in here, put in an empty space. This date did not exist. I created this date myself. When you paste it, create an empty space in the middle between the time and the currency, and that is going to be very useful later in time. What you want to do next is you're going to select you're going to select the A column, right click on it, and you're going to type go to. So it's going to take you to go to special, and you want to go to blanks and you say okay. That way it selects all the blanks for you. Right click on it, click on delete. Now this might load up your system if your system is not a high power RAM PC. However, when I mean high power RAM, I don't mean a gaming PC. I mean something like 8 gig, 4 gig. You might find some lags after this. So what you want to do is you want to take away the entire rows that has blanks. Now take note, we only did that for the A column. The next place we want to do that is going to be risky if you do that next. So what you want to do before you do that is, one thing you notice is a lot of the dates here appears only at the top, and then see time, and then date. So what you want to do is you want to apply dates to each row. You want each row having dates. And to do that, you simply copy the dates from inside, that is without the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. You can copy it, right, and put it right here, and then you drag down all the way to this point. Or faster way to do this is simply you use formulas. You do the equal to sign, you say text after open bracket, go straight to the very first thing on the left, which is obviously the time, and you're going to comma. Your quotation is going to be space, it's going to be comma, space, and close quotation mark. So you want all the text immediately after that statement, and you're going to apply it all the way down. Now you're going to see this if NAs. Your next target is this. You're going to nest this formula with if NA, right? You go to the very end, you press your comma, you select the one at the very top, and you press enter. Then you apply this all the way down. Automatically you have yourself every single date that exists in this place with no space involved. You copy all of this and you put it into the space. Now you put it as values into the date space. That way you have every single date required for your calculation. Nothing else, no stress, no unnecessary jibber jabber. So you could also just take the formula itself and put it down here just to make it easier for yourself. You could put it down here and apply it all the way to the bottom. So that way you have for yourself a good formula that produces the correct date anytime, any day you paste in here. Like I said, you could use this particular page for both the news page or the news impute page. Now, this is the formula for news impute. Cleanup, right? We're doing data cleanup here. And to be honest, you can use this data the exact way it is. However, you would figure out that your Excel is going to get filled up pretty fast. In this case, you have 6,551 rows. But on my own Excel, if I go to my news filter page, you notice I have 6,105 rows, which is about 400 less than you're using. It doesn't really matter much. Doesn't really spoil anything. However, it's going to make calculations at the end become quite difficult. So I would leave this like this and then we'll move on with it. When you get to the points where you experience those difficulties, we'll come back and clean it up to fit the situation. This is all for this video. Let's head into the next. So in the next video, what are we going to be doing? We're supposed to talk about the news impute page. Now, like I said, you could use the data cleanup page for your news page. It's all the same. So what you could do here is, what we're going to do here is we're going to be finding out the difference of the actual to the forecast and converting those numbers to actual numbers. That is what we're going to do. See you all in the next one. Peace.